And Jeff Teague is up against Nancy Lieberman this time. She isn't a really good player. That's what you said, Jeff. I adore you, Jeff, but you weren't a very good player. Oh no, dude. She is the team's best player. Jeff Teague is up against Nancy Lieberman this time. She isn't a really good player. He stated that, Jeff. I love you, Jeff, but you weren't a great player. She added. I love you, Jeff, but you weren't a very good player, I said. Oh no. And it's Jeff T against Nancy Lieberman this time. She is not a very good player. That's what you said, Jeff. She is the team's best player. He is now attacking her son personally. She is the team's best player, bro. When responding to Jeff Teague's comments regarding Caitlin Clark, Nancy Lieberman didn't mince words. She gave a forceful response. I don't agree with Jeff Teague. She's not a great player, Jeff. He claimed that she was good, but she wasn't so outstanding. Nancy quickly dispelled that viewpoint by contesting his evaluation and supporting Caitlin's influence. Nancy Lieberman has returned. Jeff Teague is being called out this time. Jeff Teague is being called out this time. Jeff Teague will reply, you know that. Let's listen to it. She emphasized that Teague's comments were unjust and predicated on an inaccurate assessment of Clark's overall achievements. It was evident from NY's acerbic and forceful tone that undermining Caitlin Clark would not go unpunished. It was the kind of direct appeal that attracted notice right away. I disagree with Jeff Teague, who stated in something I saw today that Caitlin Clark is merely a terrific player and that you know her well. She isn't an excellent player. Jeff claimed that although she was good, she wasn't that good. I cherish you. Nancy continued after that. She became intimate. Jeff Teague's "she's not that good" comment was quoted. I love you, she said. As a player, you were not very good. All right. She continued by mentioning his lone all-star appearance, stating that although she is pleased for his achievements, his decision-making seems flawed. She isn't a really good player. He stated that, Jeff. She is good, but not very good. I cherish you. As a player, you were not very good. All right. Whoa. Whoa. I love you, Jeff, but you weren't a great player, she added. Oh no. I am aware that you made the all-star squad. Time. I apologize. I'm happy for your career if we're going to be transparent. My boyfriend, Chef. It was more than a simple response. It was a takedown. Her delivery, which combined reality and satire, caused the video to become viral right away. Jeff made it clear that Nancy was criticizing him in front of everyone by flipping the story around. It was less of a retort and more of a roast. Whoa. Man, when's that episode coming out? God, oh God, Jesus. Dude, you know what? You're not a great player, Jeff. Jeff T, you weren't great at all. She went up there and told him bluntly. Jeff Teague attempted to downplay the criticism, but ultimately fueled it. Following NY's comments, he made a subtle personal jab at NY's son by joking about getting drafted by his mother. He replied on social media saying, I ain't going to fry you, just said I think she's good, not great. However, it claims that Jeff T, a former all-star point guard for the Atlanta Hawks, is not falling for the Caitlin Clark craze. T claims that although Clark plays basketball well, her skill level isn't as high as it is depicted. He continued by saying I also want to draw your attention to a few additional topics. This made it personal in addition to intensifying the drama. Not everyone missed his attempt to dismiss it while hurling barbs. His remark gave the impression that he was evading rather than defending his first assertion. However, man, let's listen to this right here. Q has skyrocketed. Yes, CC is not necessary. Give me a chance to shine. That's what I've been saying. No riff-raw is not what I'm attempting to start. That's zero clean, though. So allow me to restrain it. No, she was cold. And that's the best backcourt in the W when CC returns healthy. Jeff Teague's constant insistence that the Indiana Fever would be better off without Caitlin Clark has already caused a stir. He claimed Caitlin was the weak point in not one, but two occasions, according to the transcript. Many people were now using podcasts. Many were defending the squad and essentially arguing that they would be better off without Caitlin Clark. Kane Clark is not necessary for them. Jeff Teague was the one that was yapping all the time. In addition to inciting fan indignation, this story made Teague one of Clark's most vocal detractors. That habit of undervaluing her is what led to Nancy Lieberman's public outburst. Consequently, Teague had obviously set himself up for a stern reply, which Nancy gave with accuracy. And he appeared on not one but two programs, asserting that Caitlin Clark and a fever were essentially nothing. He basically said that Caitlin was Jeff Teague, which caused outrage when he said that Caitlin Clark is merely a good player rather than a great one. Other panelists took immediate exception at this stance, particularly Nancy Lieberman, who resolutely objected. The author I read is Jeff Teague. It was mentioned today that Caitlin Clark is simply a talented player. She isn't a really good player. That's what you said, Jeff. I cherish you. As a player, you were not very good. All right. You were serviceable. I am aware that you were named to the All-Star team once. I apologize. I'm content if we're going to be honest and serviceable for your professional life. My buddy, chef, but you're tripping. Kyan is excellent. She seems to be doing well. Even though Jeff had a good career and was named to the All-Star team once, she said it was unjust of him to discount Clark's brilliance. She told the crowd simply, "You weren't a great player," pointing out that even as a rookie, Clark is already setting records. Taylin got the league's top player, between 20 and 10 games, I guess. She takes the lead. Oh no, I'm essentially just playing. By supporting the idea that the Indiana Fever would be better off without Caitlin Clark, Jeff Teague sparked controversy. He said, "A lot of people have been saying that the Fever is better without the young superstar." These comments set the stage for a heated argument that quickly got out of hand. I disagree with Jeff Teague. According to what I read, today Caitlin Clark is just a good player, you know. She isn't a really good player. That's what you said, Jeff. I cherish you. As a player, you were not very good. All right? You were serviceable. I am aware that you were named to the All-Star team once. No, Jeff is not someone you love or respect. And a short while ago, Jeff responded after learning about the shade. Clearly paraphrasing, he stated his like her son, her career is serviceable. His mother did not draft him, that's the only thing. No, haha. Isn't he just kidding? This is another thing that Jeff Teague mentioned about Caitlin Clark that she clearly didn't enjoy. Teague caused a stir in fan circles and the media by implying that the squad is more cohesive and effective without her. His interpretation ignored Caitlin's leadership in court vision in addition to discrediting her position. Those remarks quickly drew condemnation, which led Nancy Lieberman to decide to approach him. There is currently a rising dispute concerning Caitlin Clark in the media, but it is largely unrelated to the fan base. Many have stated that the Fever is better off without the young celebrity. I will also be among the first to see you. Yes, it does appear like way at times when viewed from the outside. Currently, has Caitlin Clark been able to play 6 straight games? No. Teague wasn't subtle in his denial of Caitlin Clark's worth. They playing better without her, right? He stated openly in a clip noted in the transcript. He even concurred that it was reasonable to claim so as of this year. The controversy gained greater weight because of his assurance when making these statements. Simple. Yes. 5 and 5 is run by Natasha Howard. She has been losing her mind. Additionally, Leah Boston had 16 to 12. Sophie Cunningham had 17. Was Cece in the game? No. Why are they on a 5-game winning streak, I wonder? Let's continue, though. It sounded more like a personal insult than a basketball analysis. It was hard for someone like Nancy Lieberman to ignore that tone because it was so audacious and visible. The cries for someone to immediately contradict Teague grew stronger as he reaffirmed the assertion. What is going on? Without her, they are playing better. Correct. You can say that as of this year. Indeed. Hey, don't go into the locker room. The Mercury, huh? Yes. Bro. Truly share the gospel. I honor it. Simple. Yes. Additionally, they seem to be persistently promoting this story. I'll appreciate your opinion more if you actually watched our games and asked if CC was playing shows you don't, Jamie added, referring to former NBA All-Star Teague's discussion about the Fever and Caitlin Clark. Jeff Teague's harsh criticism of Caitlin Clark's skill set escalated the situation. They didn't, he said. Determine her. She is unable to turn left. She drives right and just takes a few steps to the left. These selectively observed remarks were promptly branded as unjust and unduly critical. Additionally, I'm going to play a montage of Jeff Teague, essentially declaring at the start of the season that Kayla Clark is the greatest, bro. She will have LeBron-like stats. What song? Why did she change her mind? Everyone's perspective was altered by Kayla Clark's injury. Someone who had commended Caitlin months before saw her abrupt change in tone to be opportunistic. It led to conjecture that Teague was tackling her game from a position of clout chasing rather than analysis. This fueled NY's explosive reply once more. She is in good health. Best of luck. Bailey is that person. First of all, as I mentioned, last year, regaining Kelsey Mitchell was the best course of action. You wouldn't even tap in sufficiently. So, be aware that we've been confined. That isn't even a concern of mine. I stated that she was the team's best player. Man, oh man. Respect, but he was out of pocket. Bro, how did it go on the team? She is the team's best player. She's not having fun. CC isn't performing. They aren't lagging behind. They do look a little better, bro. The fact that Teague had previously given Caitlin Clark high marks only made matters worse for him. He said, "She the best. She's the best ever, bro." A few months prior, and the clip immediately reappeared. Fans noticed a significant inconsistency. Additionally, there are other individuals on the list with 500 and 700 games. Bro, it's crazy. Bro, there's nothing you can say to me about that. Nothing. No one will ever surpass that record, bro, whether she plays 100 games. Bro, table of numbers. How does one go from praising her to saying she is overrated? Teague faced a surge of criticism as a result, with many people accusing him of changing sides in order to remain relevant. His case was weakened by the contradiction, which also increased the public's perception of Nancy Lieberman's attack's legitimacy. She is the greatest. Bro, she's the greatest thing ever. Bro, I don't give a damn. Bro, she's the greatest thing ever. She will therefore have sets that are similar to LeBron's. Strong arguments in favor of Clark were made during the conversation, pointing out her superiority in a number of statistical categories, especially in 20 and 10 games where legends, like Diana Taurasi, are led by her. I saw a statistic the other day that said something like 20 in 10 games, 30 in 10 games, or something like. However, she outperformed Dawn Taurasi and other players in the league. She's not having a fantastic first season, if you will. I had love and respect for Jeff, and I had it on my phone, as if what she's saying were true. One speaker underlined that Caitlin's accomplishments amply demonstrate her grandeur, claiming that it's history rather than just hype. The panel made it apparent that Caitlin Clark is not just good but also generational, in spite of Teague's viewpoint. And that's why I'm happy I asked you, because you gave our viewers or listeners a brief overview of your background, upbringing, and the reasons behind your unwavering position. So, Bees, I'm not sure if you've ever watched any Dallas Power games when you're not participating. Based on the presented statistics, with Caitlin Clark on the lineup, the Fever were 8-5. They fell to 7-7 without her. This straightforward win-loss record runs counter to all of Jeff Teague's assertions. As mentioned, they're sitting at 7-7 without Kayla Clark. In addition to being my personal opinion, the record supports it. The Fever were playing at 8-5 when Kayla Clark was feeling well. They're sitting at 7-7 without Kayla Clark. That alone indicates to me that they are a superior basketball squad. Does life run a bit more smoothly now that Kayla Clark isn't there? Yes, sometimes. A lot of turnovers are being caused by Kayla Clark. We can all acknowledge that. That alone indicates to me that, with her, they are a superior basketball team. The figures are honest. The existence of Caitlin has a direct effect on the team's capacity for victory. Nancy Lieberman's defense feels so strong because of this type of factual support. But to be honest, without Kayla Clark, they aren't a better basketball team. Now, earlier this morning, Yahoo Sports published a story outlining all of the things. I'm telling you now. Let's pull it up and return to the fundamentals. Now, as I have stated, Dog, her followers are being portrayed as outcasts, and the Fever is not shielding Clark in their rhetoric. The team's reticence regarding her stands in stark contrast to the internet arguments surrounding her worth. In my eye, other regions of the league, the Fever seems to be intentionally moving away from what their star stands for rather than coming together around her. They think they have another level to go and are working together without Caitlin Clark. Even though Caitlin Clark has been sidelined due to a groin injury, her presence still hangs over the Indiana Fever in this piece, even without discussing the amount of love this squad has received. Unexpectedly, the club has triumphed 5 times in a row without her, defeating formidable opponents like the Aces, Seattle, and Phoenix. The Fever are obviously learning how to succeed without Clark, even though no one dares to say they don't need her. Finally, as we enter the second quarter, the Indiana Fever could be figuring that out due to Caitlin Clark's continued absence. Don't look at her right now, she's battling with a groin injury. 5 straight games have been won by the Indiana Fever. Even though those victories have come against the WNBA's bottom-ranked Wings in the Sky, they still defeated the Seattle Storm by 4 points. During that 5-game winning streak, they defeated the Phoenix Mercury by 6 points and defeated the Aces by 10 points. They despise the one individual who garnered all of this attention. After being uttered on a podcast that attacked the WNBA's handling of Clark, that comment went viral. The startling thing is that it doesn't seem over the top. Little has been done to protect Caitlin Clark from the controversy that has surrounded her, from racial epithets and persistent animosity to the throwing of sex toys on the court. The league and the Fever did not unite behind their top draw, seem unconcerned, even complicit. Silence in the face of abuse frequently denotes disengagement, and that distance is widening. Everyone was gathered around the one individual who has garnered all of the media attention and all of the things they say they desired. They despise her since she was the one who brought it in. They despise her. They shoot at her. They never stop attacking her. It is what it is. Furthermore, I'm not even sure what can actually be done at this time. The Fever only won 8 games and lost 7 without Caitlin Clark, according to yet another brutal stat-based analysis. According to the video, they need Caitlin Clark, because they lost 7 damn games without her playing. Your reasoning is out of date, dude. That idea will be on there forever. That imperfection there. Now, you might have had something if they had won more games and lost less. However, the fact that they have lost 7 games without Caitlin Clark participating shows us that, well, that disproves the notion that she is a weakness. Her presence was what first propelled the squad into postseason contention, and her absence is detrimental to the team as a whole. Nancy Lieberman has good reason to be frustrated. Real performance data was completely disregarded in Teague's claim. Caitlin Clark and the years have something to do with that, dude. At the end of the day, they were 8-5 with Caitlin. Everyone claims that Caitlin Clark is their weak point, since, regardless of how many games they win, they lose more when she isn't playing. This and that is Caitlin Clark. This concept has gained traction, particularly when the group tries out rotations that don't revolve around Clark. Fans are beginning to realize that Clark may not have the role in the Fever system that was once anticipated. She was once thought of be the once-court engine, but now she is seen as an optional piece of equipment. The lineups are known to us. All good? So you just keep Aerie out? She is Caitlin's backup. Now Kelsey must leave the room if Aerie must be present. The floor. Okay. Alternatively, Caitlin must be getting up from the floor if Aerie must be present. Since Caitlin and Aerie are the team's 2 top ball handlers, that lineup simply won't work. Okay, are the team's 2 most assured ball handlers? There is increasing speculation that Caitlin Clark may miss the remainder of the season due to injury. Surprisingly, the Fever may be under control. If her absence guarantees a healthy return the next year, the group might put long-term prosperity ahead of immediate danger. Naturally, we have no idea what Caitlin Clark's future holds. That is just pure and simple guesswork on my behalf. No. However, if the Fever do choose to bench Caitlin Clark, the team will still play. With the remainder of their schedule, it is obvious that they will not win every game. However, if they keep winning games and the Fever push for the playoffs, they can't win a title without Caitlin Clark, in my opinion. Please disprove me once more, as it appears that they might be. Their synergy has only gotten stronger as a result of Indiana's front office's astute decisions in signing players like Chloe Beebe and Aerie McDonald on short contracts who are a wonderful match. However, the front office's efforts within locating players to add on hardship contracts during this season involves locating free agents who meet their goals, will fit in with their locker room, and will develop the kind of chemistry that may have been a problem with their off-season activities. Chloe Beebe and Aerie McDonald are a perfect match. Although Stephanie White emphasized long-term health and indicated there is no timeline for Clark's comeback, her casual handling of the matter aroused questions. There is no specific strategy to bring her back, despite reports that she is full court sprinting and appears game ready. That discrepancy between decision and action suggests a deeper issue. It appears that Keon Clark is already capable of full court sprinting. Keon Clark wouldn't be attempting to recover from an Eve Fari injury in Russia if she was sidelined for the season. Keon Clark would be sitting out for a month right now if she were out for the season. Jeff Teague is being called out this time. I adore you, Jeff, but you weren't a very good player. They failed to identify her. She is unable to turn left. She likes to play quickly and increases the tempo. Nancy Lieberman has returned. Jeff Teague is being called out this time. Jeff Teague is being called out this time. Jeff Teague will reply, "You know that. Let's listen to it." Whoa, whoa. I love you, Jeff, but you weren't a great player, she said. Damn, she's going to have stats like LeBron. What song? Why did she change her mind? Everyone's perspective was altered by Kayla Clark's injury. He is now attacking her son personally. If you're riding with the truth, please like, subscribe, and share.